Oh hey, it's out. Well, it's been out at this point. I'm sure it needs no introduction, but if you find yourself living under a rock, Silksong, the long-awaited sequel to the illustrious Hollow Knight. A game so great, I spent the summer performing a Silksong summoning ritual to guarantee this day. Will this sequel match the beauty, the intrigue, the challenge of the original? Well, let's find out. We play as Hornet, an arachnid demigod with the powers of silk and song. After an unexplained kidnapping, Hornet finds herself in an unknown land. After escaping like the badass she is, she comes to in a strange, verdant environment. This area is guarded by our first boss, the Moss Mother. I gotta ask, what's with Team Cherry sacrificing single mothers as tutorial bosses? Forgetting the fact I was murdering a most likely innocent caretaker, I got my first taste of sweet, sweet victory. And after a quick pep talk from totally not a snail over here, the doors to the kingdom of Farloom were now open. Little did I know, I was about to embark on a beautiful journey. One of perseverance, discovery, romance, and absolute beauty. I invite you to join me in the wonderful world of Silksong. Any good story starts at home. Welcome to Dirtmouth 2.0, home to the disillusioned and the chronically depressed. The gate of this area is occupied by the people's champion, Sherma. Convinced that the gods will hear his prayers and open the gate, Sherma stands and sings his divine song.
Suck my dick, old man.
After slaughtering the native fauna, we find the lever and Sherma sings his praises for his chosen god. Amen, Sherma. Amen. And I'm very much flexing, but look at what my girlfriend got me for my birthday. In the path beyond, we discover the Marrow. The colors in this game are so vibrant, it's fantastic. Crawling through the crumbling rocks, I came across the great nomadic warrior, Chakra. She battles alone, sketching maps of each area, even the most dreadful of places. Truly a great ally to have. Directly above, we find a creature trapped in silk. My life purpose became freeing this adorable critter. The path beyond lies in Mosshome, where I found enclaves of suicidal pilgrims.
No!
Soon enough, I was absorbing my first skill, the Silk Spear, which allows us to free our adorable friend, who immediately attacks us. After dodging an excessive amount of bells, we free the beast from its rage and gain a lifelong friend, whom my girlfriend aptly named Greg. Awaiting me on my journey was my greatest challenger yet. Man, fuck it. I'm cooked.
Ah! Sir?
No, that guy's cooked. He's mine. Just kidding. I won't be back for a long, long time. I circumvented the ant through the deep docks. It's art like this that makes me thank God for the color orange. What other color can compare? And if you say blue, I'ma kill you. My brain likes looking at sunsets. What stimulates your brain? Water? Yeah, you look stupid, don't you? Back to the story. After obtaining the sprint ability, I came across a totally safe opening with an inviting, angelic voice. I'm about to die here, aren't I? I didn't know it yet, but I was sparring with my nemesis, the blue to my red, the Gary to my ash, Lace. Lamau? Currently, we're fledgling needle wielders, capable of little more than simple strikes and dashes. But oh, the battles we will have. In the end, I overcame this rival battle on my first attempt. Knowing full well we'd see each other again, I continued on my journey. Also, do these bells sound like Dead by Daylight to you? This bench pulled me a solid decade into my childhood. The next area is the Far Fields, home to many ants, whom I wish to exterminate to get back at that bastard. After some light ecological terrorism, I found a secret path to the deep docks, where I became a victim of the local bomb squadron. What the heck are you doing? Oh! No, that's not what I meant to do! Why? Back in Farfields, I passed a totally dormant Met creature and came to the floating house of the seamstress, who offers to improve our cloak for a small price. Collect their spines, brother. What? 20 spines laid there. She gives us the derpiest ability in the game. That's so derpy. But back in the mech arena, wake up. Okay, I was kind of joking. Now this is the first real cinematic boss, the fourth chorus. Forgive me. How do I do this?
Oh!
Okay, suicide bombed him. After killing the boss, I floated to the next area, Greymoor. Much like the real-world counterpart, it's a land of depression, shanking birds, and sewage. I'd officially entered the horror zone. What is that noise? I'm gonna fall down here and get one tapped. I can feel it. Yeah, I'm done. Oh, he knows how to move! Escaping was no salvation, as I was met with the bane of many, Morwing, wielder of the absolutely busted technique, saw blades that hit you twice for some reason, and the dreaded special move, double contact damage. And so began the relatively short Morwing saga. My whiff percentage is out of this world. I wasn't out of the woods just yet. In fact, I was only delving deeper into the dark mysteries of this kingdom. Ah, Bellheart, another village in need of saving. And what better savior than me? To find the source of such a disturbance, we trekked through the jungle waters of Shellwood. Besides the unbelievably frustrating elevator mechanics, no, let me out. It's a relatively chill and pretty area. Just ignore the faces coming out of the walls. What the heck are you? What the heck is that? The way forward is blocked by Sister Splinter. Much like her predecessor, she has, or had, a reputation for causing strife. I will admit, dying to a boss after stunning it is one of the dumbest things I've ever experienced. What? Also, any boss fight with minions kinda sucks, but once you learn to handle those guys, it's not too difficult. After traversing the room of infinite faces, I finally acquired the wall jump ability. With it, I could break into the bell heap and find the source of our friend's precarious situation. Widow, a fellow silk wielder who uses her powers to conduct an orchestra of bells and chaos. This fight is pure mania, and there's nothing I love more. After sucking the soul out of her, Hornet finally acquires the ability of Song. This ancient tool allows us to see into the minds of living beings, but that's for later. At the time, I completely forgot the skill existed and went on exploring my first chapel. After killing the probably innocent guards and desecrating this poor man's body, we absorbed the Reaper Crest. Each crest provides a unique moveset, differing talisman slots, and fancy health bars. By the way, these guys are free now, and this town is so much better than Bone Bottom. There's a guy that gives you free money. There's guys that give you jobs for money, and a guy that upgrades your sword. Oh. And, much later on, we get our very own bell home with collectibles, a spa, and a bed you can sleep on. How is this not game of the year? Without any direction, there was only one lead unfollowed. The ant. Maybe I just got good, but I rolled him. Turns out he was guarding the entrance to a new area, the Hunter's March, home of his ant brethren, and I was going to wage war on these shits for what he did to me. Team Cherry tried to stop me with their devious arenas, but no, my vision was too clear, my drive too pure, my hatred too sincere. In the deep core of the ant colony, I finally found a refuge. Bench. It's a trap! Heed my words, Team Cherry, I have never, and will never fall victim to such childish antics. The one thing I will fall victim to is dog water enemy design, another giant ant, and a fucking flying projectile launcher. Words cannot describe the agony. And that wasn't even the worst of it. Right after this, I acquired a fancy new health bar. You know how I got this? Through tears and trauma. I just wanted to explore the area, and I got traumatized by the savage beast fly. It looks so simple, but it's not. It's not. It took a whole 8 minutes to beat him. After absorbing, presumably his mom's soul, you get the Beast Crest, which is absolutely ludicrous. I didn't have the courage to use it, but it looks fun, so shout out to everyone braver than I. And so my wandering continued. I ran into some big bug with a cage, but I killed him quickly. It's not like I missed out on one of the best parts of the game. The next step in my journey was the Blasted Steps. A treacherous climb through a raging sandstorm, guarded by shielded warriors and the worst enemy of all time. Instead of saving the kingdom, real ones can pursue a more heroic hobby. Gambling. After losing the kids' college fund, I needed to flee the country. I made all the way to the border wall and joined my fellow refugees in song, but it was too late. They had found me. The Last Judge. She executed my friends without hesitation. I tried to resist, but I quickly joined them. I endured an infinite cycle of punishment for my debts, but I refused to pay. Failure was to give in to the corrupt legal system, and that's something I refused to do. Blessed by the divine Sherma, I would succeed. He's got Veredicto, what the heck? Oh, what the fuck?
Don't kill me.
She's okay. With the last judge defeated, the path to the Royal Citadel was revealed. The great city that was allotted to me was a relic of the past. The journey to the Citadel's peak begins in its underworks, crawling through vents, slipping between mechanical contraptions, and making sure to exterminate all the working poor in our way. Eventually, we enter the gilded halls of the Coral Chamber, a magnificent collection of auric towers patrolled by royal guards and silk-draped pilgrims. There's even an abandoned theater, but the way is blocked. The chamber ends with the shrine imprisoned in silk. By ringing its sacred bell, we attract the attention of Totally Not a Snail, number 2, who enthusiastically agrees to help establish our third colony, Songclave. Just outside our new town is the Chamber of the Cogwork Dancers. This fight is rather sad, tragic even. What begins as a fun but simple sequence fades into a depressed robot dancing slowly in the absence of its partner. What did you make me do, Team Cherry? Their deaths summon the Cogwork statues in their grand elevator. To use it, we must play their favorite song, a collection of 3 melodies collected in each of the Citadel's regions, and so we must explore. First, we're dropped into the Cogwork core, which is exactly what it sounds like, a region of cogs, working in the core. Okay, fair enough. After the most annoying arena of all time, I'm so upset, I was rewarded with a 4th mask shard. That's right, I didn't increase my max health until halfway through the game. To advance, we need to do some genuinely mind-frying gear platforming, just to get blocked by a pesky ring. After going full Kingsman in the local church, I gained access to the Whispering Vaults, a crumbling library navigated with sliding shelves. For some reason, the librarians are all 12-foot tall, brass-plated spider creatures on steroids. In the maze of sliding bookshelves, I could not, for the life of me, find out where the treasure was, so I went to the 3rd area. On the way, I encountered the lovely Garment and his trusty steed, Zaza. But once again, I was halted by one of those pesky rings. Needless to say, I was sad, and so I left the Citadel looking for adventure. To the west, I found the Slab, home of some freaky-ass flies. I broke into their prison, but couldn't progress without the proper key. On the other side, I entered the frigid landscape of Mount Fae. I've played enough games to know that this means I'm going to freeze to death, and so I left and never returned. Instead, I traveled deep into the vents, arriving at the horrifying White Ward.
No way this guy jumps me when I grab this, right?
Of course not. What the fuck is that? This area is half mental asylum, half cremation chamber. By voluntarily cremating myself, I found the body disposal chute, which popped me out in the cauldron, another area filled with rings. But this time, things were different, as it's within these depths that the ring boots are forged. Finally, I had obtained the ability to grapple. With the power of the rings, I could finally return to the Melody quest, beginning with the Cogwork climb. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has made me reflect on my value as a human being quite like this. There's absolutely no way that I could repeatedly exhibit such buffoonery. The final sequence was the most difficult to handle. These pogos themselves are too much for a guy like me, but how in the Sam hell do you avoid these last spikes? I jump, I float, but I'm not floating far enough. I was going insane. But this final death was a blessing in disguise. Someone with my baby AI faculties can only achieve salvation through cheese.
Oh my god. You don't take... Okay. You can't just bounce off saws, that's so frustrating.
The reward for my suffering was a musical puzzle. After arranging the notes in their correct orientation, we can finally learn our first melody. The next melody is found in the High Halls, one of my personal favorite areas because there's a free water slide. Yes! However, the enemies here are hell. Thankfully, it's a short area. After floating between some spikes, we arrive at the final challenge. The worst of them all, a gauntlet of biblical proportions, containing every Citadel enemy we face so far, including the easy ones, and the servants of Lucifer. And just when you think it's over, you beat the unique mini-boss. Then you realize you're only halfway through. It's 11 waves of nut-clenching action. And it wouldn't be a Silksong challenge if you didn't get double teamed.
What am I supposed to do about that? Oh my god.
Enduring this challenge made me feel like a combat god.
Oh! Oh my goodness.
And so Hornet learned the conductor's melody. For the last melody, I navigated the winding paths of the Whispering Vault until I found a way into the abandoned theater. On the stage, we meet the greatest showman, Trobio, master of the mystic arts. Learning to keep up with his song and dance took some time, the longest of any boss so far. But once you do, the performance is to die for. The caves behind this theater contain the Sacred Cylinder, a vinyl with our holy melody. We just need someone to play it for us. Luckily, the local vault keeper just has a giant gramophone. With the song complete, we can harmonize with the cogwork statues and gain access to the royal lift, riding it up to the heavenly cradle, the setting for our greatest battle yet. Lace has returned much stronger and much faster. In a constant barrage of dashes and strikes, she demands that you keep pace with her, dealing double damage through her swift combos. It's what I live for, an exhilarating, no holds barred, fight to the death. Now we can make our ascent to the final boss. Like the knight who came before us, we challenge a god, the progenitor of this world's corruption, Grandmother Silk. Unlike the gods of the past, Mrs. Silk is quite pathetic. She hurls 6 pins at us while occasionally bringing down boulders or raising spikes. Her ultimate webs the arena in silk, thrashing you if you get caught. In the end, our masterful needlemanship brings down the Grandmother. In a final show of badassery, Hornet absorbs her goddess energy and becomes a being of infinite power, ensnaring the kingdom in silk as she begins her metamorphosis into a true weaver. Obviously, that's bad. We want to become a hero of epic proportions. That requires the true ending. Instead of absorbing Grandmother's powers, we can trap her in the void. It's as difficult as it sounds. We need to collect 3 items with immense soul power and a tool strong enough to hold her. Welcome to Act 2.5. Ungodly amounts of preparation. To unlock the final quest, we need to complete every side quest that comes before it. Most are typical side quest slop. I won't bore you with those ones. You know you completed all the side quests in an area when the town offers you a large reward. By now, I had personally financed Bonebottom's failing infrastructure, leading to the creation of a beautiful symbol of hope and a collectible Hornet figurine. Obviously, Bellheart and Songclave aren't as easy. Bellheart has 2 particularly evil quests. First is to rematch the Savage Beastfly in the depths of hell, and he has 2 demonic minions following him. Genuinely the worst experience of my life. The second is to find the courier's lost brother, who, for some godforsaken reason, wandered into the Sinner's Road, a prison where inmates are forced to endure constant maggot infestation and getting jumped by roach dogs at every turn. There's also a cool extension to this area, you may have heard of it, Bile Water. It solely exists for masochistic suffering. It's probably your favorite area. After finding the courier, I dipped the frick out, freeing the imprisoned mantis on my way. Don't worry, I'll be back. But a more urgent matter grabs my attention. I can now begin the Taste of Farloom questline. The loyal Mergwin offers a pale oil to upgrade our weapon, in return for collecting 5 exotic ingredients to feed his master. The first is the Courier's Rasher, a timed challenge where you have to deliver a meat package all the way from Bellheart to the loyal Mergwin. No fast travel, and every time you take damage you lose a minute. This challenge requires foresight, legitimate planning, and practice, something I'm not used to.
You fuck.
Since when was I supposed to think when I play video games? I'm more a fan of bashing my head against the wall until my brain is mushy paste and just praying that it works out. And it's no different in this case. Take this as a lesson, kids. If you fail miserably enough times, God will just let you win. The next ingredient,
the crushed nut,
is guarded by 2 giant conch flies. After killing one, the other swears revenge, runs away, and begins his villain arc. Surely, this won't come back to bite me. After a quick spar with the local pinstress, we enter the Sands of Carrick, an interesting area that uses temporary structures for some unique platforming. It's also home to these hellspawn. Yeah, It's really funny navigating a spiked maze on 1 HP, praying to find an exit, then having to fight one of these cunts on a wall in the dark.
What did I do to deserve this?
At least I got the crushed nut. The area ends with one of my favorite and most hated platforming sections. What's at the end, you may ask? He's back. Faster, stronger, and more annoying in every way. And every death means redoing the platforming.
God damn it. God damn it. Wow, you guys followed me here. You are so evil. Sit down. Fuck you. I don't know, how do I emote? Aha! No way. Was this a shortcut?
The reward for such an effort? We find the Tomb of the Stone Army and yoink its contents, the Conch Cutter. A short detour had me collecting plasmium samples for the local alchemist who rewards us with the plasmium vial, an item that gives extra life on use. To get the third ingredient, the vintage nectar, we travel to Greymoor's Inn and purchase it for 480 beads, my entire net worth. And we have to retrieve it from the ant-infested cellar. In hindsight, that was the best case scenario. I took great joy in exterminating these fools, especially him. With the nectar in our possession, we can obtain the mossberry stew as a gift from the druid, leaving the final ingredient, the pickled muck maggot, only found in the culinary paradise of Sinner's Road. The path seems out of reach, but not for a visionary like myself.
I'm so sick with it, man.
Just kidding. They made sure of it. And so destiny brought me back to Mount Fae. Turns out you can survive the cold, you just need to find conveniently placed flame auras, but the cold will definitely kill you. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, despite the threat of instant death. It's pretty chill. And I like the big bird at the end. With the Fae down cloak, we reach one of the funniest fights ever. Origin to my favorite meme of recent memory. After avoiding this man throwing his dumb truck of an ass at me, I'm taken, you harlot! We have all of the necessary ingredients for the loyal Mergwin to feed his master. With the Gorman satiated, the pale oil is ours, and our blade comes closer to its final form.
Yeah, lather that boy up.
For our efforts, the Bellheart locals gift us our very own bell home. This is when we get a distress call from the goat. When we find him, he's been surrounded by demonic creatures in the White Ward. They'll get no mercy for their crimes. I'll never let anyone harm you again, my sweet Sherma. Continuing the side quest led me to the Memoriam, a conservatory of Farlam's wildlife, whom we promptly poached. At the top is a truly beautiful specimen. The huge flea, after a worthy spar. He flees. I, on the other hand, had a lonely and perilous journey ahead, beginning in the putrefied ducts. As an extension of Bilewater, it's an area of pure suffering. But much like reality, persevering through the sewage brings you to an area of peace and tranquility. But tranquility will have to wait. It was time to endure the wretched Bilewater. After only a handful of minutes fighting for my life, I thought I had found salvation through a hidden wall. In reality, I was entering an endless purgatory, the Mist. I aimlessly wandered these infinite halls looking for any semblance of a path, and just when I thought I found a way out, I was back at the start.
Brother, what?
I lost all sense of time as the fog of lost souls infected my feeble mind.
What? I swear like I've been here, but I also haven't.
I looked to the butterflies to guide me, but I couldn't understand their language, and just when I resigned to my fate, my savior appeared.
My brother, you may be a genius.
And so I came under the guidance of the great chatter, Bostinsky.
Or? Oh, okay. Sir, you are the greatest person to ever exist. Okay. I assume this is the end. Do I, like, PayPal you or something? Is this like... Thank you so much.
Behind the mist is the hidden organist, Phantom, the personification of drama. Look at her. She's literally hitting a JoJo pose. It's no surprise this fight is one of the most cinematic in the game. Mimicking her tactics, we learn the fantastic parry ability.
Oh, damn! This is sick. What?
Back to bile water. What demonic soul came up with this? Thank goodness for my spiritual guide illuminating my path.
Go down there and to the right. Okay.
The fabled hidden bench. Now, what reward could justify this treacherous path? An arena. 10 light years from the bench. The reward for surviving this hell? Boss. I'm sure you've heard many gripes with Grohl the Great, so I'll keep it brief. Maggot water in boss fight. Why? This fucker. Why? Contact damage. Why? It took a very long time before I finally locked in.
Oh my god. I didn't throw. Let's go, boys. Jesus, I love you. I know I normally don't believe in you, but right now, thank you.
Turns out the reward for that fight is one of the 4 soul items required for Act 3. The only piece of prep I was missing was the advancement of the Flea Caravan, a family of nomadic fleas searching for a permanent home. Before they can establish a colony, we have to find their lost cousins. My spirit guide showed me the convoluted path to the flea warrior, Fog, who sells the locations of her hidden cousins. Oh yeah, meet Crap, the pervy uncle we all wish we could get rid of.
Brother.
At least there's some joy to be found in his existence. Out of all the remaining fleas, one demanded quite the adventure into the hidden wisp thicket, home to the burning bugs, a cult of pyromaniacs. They've built a flaming totem as an offering to their god. Of course we know, there's only one true god. As my religion demands, I had to destroy their source of pagan magic and erase their blasphemous cult from existence. And for some reason, the cult connects to the most OSHA-compliant part of the Underworks. Somehow, a flea got stuck down here. As you rescue more of these cute fluff balls, the caravan treks through Greymoor, the Citadel, and the Putrefied Ducks before stopping at the Pale Lake, founding their new home, Fleetopia. I wish I could retire here and live out my days in such a perfect town, but duty calls. The final quest was unlocked, but I already did the hard part. The other items are given to us for free. Now we climb back to Grandmother Silk and give her the same old ass whooping. Instead of absorbing her silk powers, we stab her in the forehead and start playing the needle in, spawning the void as it drags her to the depths of hell. She tries to bring us down with her, but from the top rope, Lace comes with the dismemberment. Absolute cinema. Well, welcome to Act 3. Turns out, the plan had some unforeseen consequences. We caused the shockwave that destroyed most of Farland, and the void has corrupted the world, including my save file. But that's the price of entertainment, baby! Our enemies have been corrupted too. More health, double the damage, and they can tap into the void for special attacks. Despite Hornet's best efforts, we succumb to our wounds, but are saved by a familiar face. That's right, Sherman has become the ruler of Songclave. He tells us the snails have hidden away in the ruined chapel. I went to Greg for a quick ride, but it wasn't he who answered my call. The loathsome Bell Eater. An intruder in Greg's sacred bellways. Perhaps he had eaten my beloved, but I doubted such a weak creature could overcome the great Greg. And just when I needed him most, he appeared.
Yes! Get his ass! Oh my god. Fuck him up, Greg.
Our grand reunion could only be honored through song, and Greg led the way, teaching us a new melody.
Oh my god. That is the cutest thing of all time.
Wait, Greg is a woman? The Greg family takes us back to the beginning. The snail shamans inform us that Grandmother Silk is crashing out in her new void prison, and so we gotta go deep into the abyss to kill her. After our ancient diving bell crashes, we're stranded in the abyss alongside some horrifying creatures. My head! At the bottom of a nearby hole is the void's edge. We can't jump in cause we'll die, so we gotta go home. The nearby Weaver totem gives us the super jump, allowing us to climb back through the abyss. Eventually, our escape causes the lava to rise in a segment of pure hype and exhilaration.
What the heck? Oh, I'm throwing. Oh, no! I threw. Dude, I'm holding down. I swear to God, I'm holding down. Thank you. Oh, God damn it. I thought the game was just gonna let me get away with it. Back in Farnham, we begin a new quest for the Everbloom, a flower capable of repelling the void. To do so, we'll venture into Hornet's memories and pull it from her soul, but the ritual demands 3 items of divine strength, the hearts of the old gods, and I mean literal, beating hearts. With a new melody that entered Farnham's memories, the hunt begins. Our first target is in an ancient grotto, protected by Seth, the Shrine Guardian. He completely counters my spam attack until they die strat with his golden shield, then uses his speed to slice me to bits. I had to simply get good. Don't worry, Seth isn't dead. In fact, he's actually a good guy, and has a bright future after we destroy the shrine. Speaking of, meet the plant goddess Nihilith. Truly a fascinating fight. In an arena full of thorns and without platforms, you're relegated to wall jumps and pogos. The only saving grace is the anime execution at the end. And that's 1 heart down. Yummy. The next goddess is the Queen of the Ants. Despicable. I tried to greet these creatures with mercy and paid the price. Wait! What the? We hunt our target to a lonely cave where she's been withering away, and so we break into her dementia-ridden mind and challenge her in her prime. After killing her guards, the Scar Singer joins the fray, Carmelita. I can confidently say this is a top 5 fight in the game. It's fast-paced, challenging, and graceful, and the second phase only picks up the pace. Parried that shit, bro. Oh my god. Sorry. We fucking Mortal Kombat punch her beating heart straight out of her body, leaving her old husk laying on the floor. Do I feel bad for executing a dying old woman? Hell no. For the final heart, we have to venture deep into the multiverse, to an area only remembered in the Crust King's shell. The Coral Tower. The Crust King is waiting at the top, but we gotta earn our audience, battling through 4 layers of his eternal army, beginning with normal infantry. Eventually, you'll have to battle his strongest soldiers. Truly magnificent specimens. After surviving the gauntlet, the path forward is revealed. The Royal Majesty himself, Khan. Someone completely undeserving of his title. He blatantly signals each of his attacks and gives you ample time to react. I felt shame being in his presence. With the 3 hearts, the Snail Shamans can perform their ritual. We have fallen deep into Hornet's Mind Palace. This sequence is genuinely beautiful and nostalgic. We get to see Baby Hornet learning to weave, Baby Hornet before her mom leaves, Teenage Hornet sparring with the Queen Bee, and Adult Hornet with the White Lady. Then Modern Hornet replaces herself in her own memory and begins conversing with the past White Lady about the present, and the White Lady is aware of this, I think. She's just the goat or whatever, so she hands us the Everbloom in the present from the past, and now we have the delicate flower, and all the snails are dead. Now we could go directly to the abyss to get the true ending, and in reality, that's what I did, but I'm the one telling the story, so I get to say what happened. What I really wanted was the True-est Ending, and for that, we must seek the Prophet of Doom. His presence can be felt in a familiar location, Fleetopia. Before we can reach him, the Flea Master stops us to speak. The fleas sense the end is near and invite us to their final ritual, the Festival of the Flea. A grand celebration of life with an open bar, several minigames, and a community leaderboard. My first activity was Krat's Flea Bounce. Points are earned by pogoing off the fleas as they fly by, donning new protective headgear. Occasionally you'll encounter special fleas, like the PED users, the pervert himself, or the big chungus. After beating the high score of 42, it was time for the next event, Vogg's Flea Dodge, where the little fleas put their aerodynamic helmets to use, transforming into speeding bullets of mass destruction. The goal is to dodge as many as possible on shifty platforms, with the occasional rocket thrown by Vogg. This game is fast-paced and hilarious. Oh.
10 out of 10, would always play again. After clobbering the high score of 65, it was time for the final minigame, Flea Juggle. As the name suggests, the fleas must be juggled to earn points. As the game progresses, the fleas arrive in higher numbers, with several special variants. There's the speedy ones, the large ones, the lofty ones, and the ones that possess supernatural rates of acceleration. It took some time, but I got into a rhythm before getting overwhelmed at 39. For topping each leaderboard, the fleas present us with the grand prize. Money! A piñata, containing the final pale oil.
Yeah. Wait, the money better still be there.
You fuckers. In the cavity above Fleetopia, we find the Prophet's Tome, a riddle alluding to his location. Under Chapel, fallen to the monarch's might. Ah, his first location, under the Rune Chapel.
What a dramatic entrance. Oh, I'm sorry. Come back.
He provides us with an ominous message. Oh, excuse me. A grand quest ensued as we follow Mr. Mushroom to piece together his full message. Next was Bone Bottom, then Farfields, and Greymoor, each encounter equally as cryptic as the last. Near our Greymoor meeting, I came across the Green Prince as he mourns his dead lover. So we enter his memories and violate his past. Him and his partner once ruled over the beautiful kingdom of Verdania, an area of tranquil beauty, and truly one of the most aesthetically pleasing areas I've ever laid my eyes upon. We traverse the ecosystem, desecrating shrines to unlock soul fragments to complete the prince's memory. The final soul fragment is held by the Pale Stag, a creature who avoids capture at all costs. Absolutely rage-inducing, but I wouldn't let this simple creature ruin my enlightened state. Once its pelt was finally claimed for my own, I had collected every soul fragment and gained access to the home of the Clover Dancers, the true form of those cogwork imitations. With Barry Allen speed, cyclone hands, and so much aura that you take damage for simply standing too close. Where's the contact, ref? Now, using the experience of the first fight, this one isn't much harder. As a final act of friendship, I rip out his beating heart and display it on my mantle. Next, I tracked Mr. Mushroom into the Slab Prison. In its deepest chambers, I found a special cell containing a power-up. As it would appear, I was duped. This fight is fantastic, pure cracked up combat, and this isn't even her final form. Once defeated, she goes off screen, does an 8-ball, and taps into her true Weaver powers. Waiting for us outside is Mr. Mushroom, who promptly departs for Mount Fae. When we arrive, he's conversing with the Great Bird. He leaves once more as we reach the final line of his poem, Past Cradle's Peak, Last Test of Fitness. As the line says, we must endure a final test, climbing past the remains of the cradle into a hidden area of floating creatures. Some describe this section as Silksong's Path of Pain, and I disagree. It's definitely the hardest platforming in the game, but nowhere near Dante's Ninth Circle of Hell. Our reward is the final meeting with Mr. Mushroom. With our preparations complete, it was time to dive into the Void. We encounter Lost Lace. The Void has imbued her with extra speed, strength, and tendril powers, but she wasn't as tough as she seemed. On my second attempt, this happened.
You're so lucky I suck, my boy. Oh, get destroyed, kiddo. Please no third face. Get me out of here.
In her next phase, she taps further into the abyss, layering her attacks and activating her ultimate, flying around at Mach 12 and dicing you to bits. What ensued was 2 hours of soul-testing battle, 27 attempts, and there's no opponent more worthy.
My delicate flower floating away. Does the Hollow Knight come in, or the Knight, or... Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh my god, bro. This is the greatest day of my life. I can't believe I called him the Hollow Knight. That's my fault. Smite me for that, but... Dude, that's awesome. That is so sick. I didn't want to say anything, but like, why are body proportions like that? That's crazy. Oh my god. Uh-oh. There he goes. Wow, what a... Get to be continued? Oh, what a great game. I'm not done with it, obviously, but... Holy wow.
As I walked off into the sunset, I found Seth at the Flea Festival, having topped 2 of our scores, and I always have time for a friendly challenge. As always, thanks for watching.